Alright, hello, my name is Pippi, and I have joined another Pokemon Draft League. So this time I've joined the Intercontinental Off-Season. So it's the IDL off-season, and because it's one of their off-seasons, it's not part of their official lineup, they're using a really unusual format, which is really cool. So I'm gonna start this video by talking a little bit about the format, and then I'll progress into the team that I've drafted. So the way this works is that there are 40 players in the draft. So most of the drafts I've participated in have been 12, maybe a large one would be 24 players. So this is really big. And then those 40 players are divided into 4 groups of 10. There's the Arbok group, the Superior group, the Seviper group, and the Sandaconda group. And then in those groups of 10, each one uses the same draft board, but they don't interfere with each other. And so by that, I basically mean that, let's say a player in the Arbok group drafts Iron Treads. Iron Treads is still available to be drafted by the players in the Superior group, the Seviper group, and the Sandaconda group. And if you didn't pick up on it, these are all snake Pokemon as the group names. So anyway, once the drafts are complete, all 4 of them, the players are then divided into another random group of 5 players, and then you play all 4 people in your pool. That's the pool that you play. From there, the top 3 players will advance to the next phase. But the interesting thing about the random round robin pools is that you can play someone from one of the different draft pools, obviously. And the really exciting thing about that is that you can play somebody who might have drafted the same mon as you, a few of the same mons as you, so they might have a really similar team to you, or they might have a mon that you also have, but use it in a completely different way. And so that's really cool and different for a draft league. All right, so I was placed in the Seviper group, and I was the 5th pick. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the mons that I have drafted. But before I do that, I will just say that if you're watching this, that means that by the time this is uploaded, I've actually played all 4 of my matches, so my plan is to upload this video on Monday, and then I will upload all 4 of my matches on the following day, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So literally all 4 days, all 5 days of the week are going to have Pippi draft content this week, so it's an exciting week. I don't know what week I'll be posting this, but should be sometime probably in February or maybe late January. All right, all that said, let me now get into who I have drafted. All right, so I was the 5th pick in the Seviper group. And so Iron Valiant, my trusty go-to in draft, was taken, but possibly one of the other best Pokemon in draft was available, and so for my first pick, I went with Meowscarada, who I will be nicknaming Pyramid for the season. So I've wanted to use Meowscarada for a while. It gets all the classic things a high tier should get. It's fast, it's strong, it can pivot with U-turn, but I'm really excited to use the Protean ability. I've never really used a mon in draft that has the ability, and so I'm excited to maybe use like Spike sets, Sucker Punch, Choice Scarf sets. I actually recently lost to a Choice Scarf Meowscarada in the Unaware Draft League, so I'm excited to maybe bring that out for myself. Obviously, Triple Axle is just great coverage for a grass type, and Flower Trick is always a critical hit, so that's really interesting. And on top of that, there's also Trick. I love the move Trick, and so maybe I will use that on Meowscarada, although maybe Meowscarada gets Switcheroo. I'm actually not sure. Maybe it gets both. But either way, I know it gets an item switching move, and it's fast, and it's strong. So yeah, super pumped to use Meowscarada Pyramid, the Meowscarada, as my first pick. All right, let me get to my second pick now, and before I get to that, I should say that this is a high-tier Terra Captain League, and so I wanted to get a Terra Captain really quickly, and someone that I've wanted to use for a while was available, and so I went with Terra Captain Iron Moth. So Iron Moth, obviously I had a good grass type. Getting a good fire type just evens that out. Meowscarada is a great physical attacker. Iron Moth is a great special attacker with lots of coverage, Fiery Dance, Sludge Wave, Energy Ball Discharge. I think it also gets U-Turn, and on top of that, I can use Booster Energy to boost whatever the highest stat is, probably either Speed or Special Attack on this thing. But so yeah, super excited, and I think as a Terra Captain, this works really well. I can Terra... I love to Terra Fire and just double up on my stab damage, but I think Terra Electric with Discharge, Terra Grass, Terra Fairy is always good. It gets Dazzling Gleam, so Terra Fairy is always definitely a busted option. So yeah, I'm super excited to use Iron Moth. Alright, on to my third pick. I went with Screamtail. So Screamtail, I've always wanted to use. I love watching Seabad recently did a run where he used the last Screamtail, and I think you can do really fun things with it, from Encore to really bulky Wish user to like bulk up type thing. It also gets Calm Mind. It can be a physical or a special attacker. It can be really bulky. It can, I mean, it can do a lot. Even like a throat spray boom bursts, it could be a lot of fun. Oh, and my god, and I forgot to say my nicknames. So my nickname for Iron Moth is going to be Tetris, because he kind of looks like Tetris pieces. And my nickname for Screamtail is going to be Puffed Stuff. So yeah, that is that. Alright, on to my fourth pick. So I wanted to get a ghost type, and there were a few on the board that were available. I just felt like my team could really benefit from a ghost type with how it was looking. And I ended up doubling up on poison typing, which I did not expect to do, but it just kind of happened. So I got, yes, Pecharunt. So Pecharunt is obviously a really strong ghost type, super defensively bulky, which is why I'm not too concerned about mixing him with Iron Moth, on top of the fact that Iron Moth is one of my Terra Captains, and so will only kind of be really like half a poison type most of the time. Pecharunt just fills a really different role. Iron Moth is fast and super strong. Pecharunt, I feel like, is in draft, especially for me, usually more about doing passive damage, using Parting Shot to weaken things and pivot, using Recover, just kind of being like a wall that is tough for fighting types, normal types. Even it can really handle like knockoffs and earthquakes pretty well thanks to its bulk. So yeah, I've actually used Pecharunt before, and I think it's really the only Mon on this team that I've really actively used in draft. So there's a couple that I used like when I was first starting draft, but like I honestly don't even remember. But yeah, Pecharunt is kind of my returning veteran, and I'm realizing in the moment I didn't actually come up with a nickname for Pecharunt, but maybe I'll just nickname him Veteran, because that seems to fit the vibe. Alright, on to my fifth pick. I went with Torkoal. Torkoal is pretty obvious on my team. I think he gives the Sun boost to Iron Moth. I know Iron Moth is not a photosynthesis mon, rather it's Quark Drive, but it being a fire type with really strong fire moves means it will benefit a lot from the Sun, especially if I do decide to do like that double fire stab that I love to do. On top of that, Torkoal is bulky, he is a rapid spinner, he can be a stealth rock setter, he can be a will-o-wisp user, anything like that really. But the Sun also benefits my girl Screamtail. So that I can use to activate her photosynthesis, and I won't have to rely on using a booster energy item, and so that is pretty exciting. So yeah, Torkoal I think just kind of fit really well into this construct. Alright, now on to my sixth pick and my last Terra Captain of my team. So I got Iron Moth, who is the futuristic version of Volcarona, so I decided why not double up and get the past version of Volcarona, and so I did get Slitherwing. Terra Slitherwing, in fact. But Slitherwing is not a joke pick for me. He is actually really strong. He fits a lot of holes that I currently don't have. Oh, and I forgot, Torkoal's nickname will be Dusty the Torkoal. So Slitherwing gets First Impression, which is obviously just a really strong priority bug move, especially if he is boosted by the Photosynthesis Sun and his attack is boosted. He can also be a great U-turn user. He also, as a Terra Captain, can really use his move diversity a little bit better than he can as a regular Mon, I think. Like, he gets both Flame Charge and Trailblaze. He gets Wild Charge, so Terra Electric is in the cards. He gets Earthquake. He actually has a pretty good move pool, and I feel like most of the time Slitherwing is weakened by his typing, and so I do think that having him as a Terra Captain could make him really valuable. And on top of that, I've just always wanted to use Slitherwing, so yeah, now I will. And Slitherwing's nickname will be Bert. And that is just because I like the name Bert, and I kind of think he looks like one. Alright, now I move on to pick number 7, and that is Gastrodon. So basically I didn't have a ton of points left. I had 7 points left at this point, and Gastrodon is 6 points. And I wanted a water type, and I also wanted a water type who could really tank water moves, and so I decided what better than a water type with Storm Drain, like Gastrodon. On top of that, Gastrodon does get Sticky Hold, which actually could be a kind of fun ability to build around in draft. Gastrodon can be pretty bulky. It can Yawn. I love the move Yawn. It's a great move. So yeah, overall, just kind of was filling the hole of a water and also a ground type, both types that I was missing on this team. And for Gastrodon's nickname, I forgot what I came up with, so I'm coming up with something in the moment, and I think I'm going to go with Snail Mail, because that is a good nickname for Gastrodon. Alright, and so with 1 point remaining, I was like, alright, who on this 1 point board might be able to take advantage of my like kind of pseudo sun team that I'm building? And so I went with Tropius. Tropius gets both the abilities Chlorophyll and the ability Harvest, so both of his abilities do benefit from the sun, because Harvest makes you always regain your berry if the sun is up, so that is like kind of a factor. To be honest, I don't know how much Tropius, will be coming to these matches, but he is a flying type, and he does get a flying stab with Air Slash, so he could be valuable, but yeah. So, and Tropius's nickname will be Bananagrams. So that is the whole team. Those are the 8. So everyone drafted only 8 Mons for this draft. So at this point, now we just, throughout the month of January, we're going to be playing our matches. And then, like I said, I'm going to upload them in a bulk week whenever all of them are complete, and maybe when I'm out of other uploads on this channel. So keep your eye out for the rest of this week, because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there will be matches. And if I happen to do well in them, then there will probably be matches afterwards. To be honest, I'm not taking this league super seriously. My main goal is just kind of to have some fun and maybe do some cool team building ideas that I've wanted to try. So that is, what to expect. So yeah, that is the team, and look out for the matches starting tomorrow. All right, bye.